Guests join us tonight to tackle this important topic. Mark Brown is a youth motivational specialist who has dedicated his career to helping young people understand the harmful effects of bullying. Mark travels across the country and speaks with thousands of kids every year as part of a national outreach program sponsored by QSP, the educational fundraising arm of Reader's Digest. Also joining us are Patricia DeVost and Diane Likes. Both are licensed clinical social workers. They operate Synergy Counseling Associates in Albany, New York, a treatment program for children, adolescents, and adults. And welcome. We just heard Stan Davis say that bullying inherently involves a power differential. So where does the bully get the power?
Good question. Well, as Stan mentioned, when the bully finds that certain behaviors result in certain results, they say, that works, I'll keep doing that. And they then develop a sense of power because it becomes part of their natural progression, how they behave on a day-to-day basis.
Is the bully's power always physical?
No, actually, a lot of bullies do not ever punch, hit, kick, or yell. They use their words to bully. Verbal bullying, taunting, teasing, put-downs. Some bullies actually join together as groups against one student and gossip and spread rumors and things like that. So there's lots of other ways to bully besides using your fist.
Exclusionary.
Exclusionary, absolutely.
Which, if anyone has a daughter...
Absolutely.
What about the fourth grade?
About the fourth grade, there will be a team of girls, and then there will be one girl over here who's being excluded, and that is very, very hurtful.
Yeah. Now, let's look more closely at the criterion of contrasting feelings between the bully and the victim. What feelings might the bully experience?
I think the bully tends to feel a sense of excitement and satisfaction and likes to maintain their social status. So they feel rewarded by this behavior because of the way their peers look at them.
Well, how about the victim?
The victim, on the other hand, feels oftentimes shame, humiliation. They feel isolated. They feel alone. They feel lost.
At times they even feel unworthy. I don't belong here. I shouldn't be here. And that begins to manifest itself as well in some other ways.
Isn't that part of what the bully wants you to feel?
In a sense, yes. And when they get you to feel that way, they feel empowered now. I have control over somebody.
Now, finally, for it to be bullying, it has to be classified, rather for it to be classified as bullying, the behavior needs to be repeated. Now, children always get into conflicts with one another. So what if a child gets into a fight with a peer once? Bullying or just a fight?
Just a fight, just once, because kids get into fights, but if you notice that, like you mentioned, it's repeated over time, the nature of the fight, how aggressive it was, how physical it was, it might be the beginning steps towards bullying, but one fight we would not constitute as bullying.
Is there kind of a predictability with the bullying in terms of repeat?
I think you want to look at how severe it is, the frequency, and of course, is it chronic over time? How much has this happened to the individual, or how many times does the bully pick people out?
Providers often work with very young children. Are there behaviors that might indicate that this child is on their way to becoming a bully?
A couple of things. I think certainly in a child playground setting or in a playroom setting, you might find one child who sees a peer playing with some toys, some building blocks. They may go over and they may take one. They're told, no, it's mine, and they'll grab it. They'll leave that. They may go somewhere else, and they'll take somebody else's ball. And you watch the behavior around the room. It's almost as if you're trying to find who is the person I can dominate and have my own way. You'll see that happen to very young children sometimes.
So it's not just something you see with a 2-year-old asserting themselves, which 2-year-olds are very me-oriented.
Sure,
It's a little different than that.
Yeah, but you see a pattern. I think the pattern tells the tale.
The repetition and the pattern, right, repeatedly. It's normal for a 2-year-old to go up to another 2-year-old and say, hey, that's my toy. But it's when they're going around the room and every single child's toy is their toy that sometimes you'll notice there's a problem.
And we'll talk about how to deal with that as we go on this evening. Now, there are 3 main forms of bullying. They are physical, verbal, and relational. Physical bullying is the easiest to see. It includes hitting, kicking, pushing, hair pulling, or even the threat of physically harming another person. Are there more aspects of physical bullying beyond the bully, putting their hands or their feet on somebody?
Yeah.
I think that physical can be taking someone's money, taking someone's belongings, ruining something of someone's. Yes, I do. I think it can go beyond
I've
that.
noticed sometimes bullies will actually threaten a child's family or other friends, and that's another form of physical bullying. If you don't do what I say, I'm going to go after so-and-so, and that's pretty scary.
So they get you to do something you might not want to do or not normally do
That's correct.
as part of the bullying.